Okay, cool. That's way better.
Okay. As long as you can hear me clearly,
Right.
that's fine. Yeah, I'm pretty soft-spoken, to be honest. Feel you on that.
Okay, so as you guys have probably seen before, I'm Stunt Coyote. This is Stealinbread.
How's it going?
And Brad, you want to tell us a little about yourself, just to start off?
Yeah, I'm a speedrunner. I've been speedrunning since 2014, and before that, I used to play a pretty obscure game called League of Legends competitively. But after quitting that, I just got into speedrunning, and I've been doing that ever since. Quite a lot of fun.
What what was the first thing that got you thinking, why did you want to stream in the first place?
Streaming for me came as a secondary thing to speedrunning. I originally wanted to just speedrun stuff and upload it to YouTube, and it all started after the very last League of Legends tournament I went to. And I could go into the whole story of how I got into League of Legends, how I quit it, etc. But the main point is after I quit that game, there was just this void in my life where I was just what should I do now that I've quit this game? I don't know.
Okay.
And then I started watching AGDQ videos on YouTube, and then I went to this anime convention where there was this speedrunning panel, and this guy was talking about speedrunning. And this person, RudyXX, you can find him on Twitter. He's really cool, and we're still good friends to this day, but he's the reason I'm streaming and speedrunning to this day. That is true, Ron. Etsukan made me quit League. You are actually 100% correct on that. Okay, so what ended up happening was there was this one run on YouTube by this guy named MoFat, and he ran The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess at SGDQ 2013.
Okay.
And that run was just such a fun run to watch. The laughs and the camaraderie and the community aspect of it just all fit together perfectly, and he was super fucking good at the game. Excuse my language, but he was really good. And I was like, I want to be a part of that. That looks really fun. So I just started doing runs, and I picked a really weird game to start with, Final Fantasy VIII. You remember those days.
Yep. Definitely, yep.
And I'm doing a run this Thursday of it, actually. It'll be quite a lot of fun, reliving those memories. But yeah, that's how I got started.
Nice. So, give us a little background on what your channel is now compared to what it was before.
Drazar remembers. Okay, so my channel now has close to 1,000 followers, and Stunt Coyote, you and I have been neck and neck when it comes to when it comes to the race to 1,000 followers. It's not even been a race, but we've just been neck and neck for some crazy reason. We do have a similar viewer base, I guess.
Right.
But back in 2014, it was not like that at all. And in fact, I gained the majority of my followers in 2015, but 2014 was every stream 2 to 3, maybe 5 viewers. And then once I got rated by the world record holder of Final Fantasy VI, the LCC. I think you were there on that night, and he rated me for 15 viewers, so I had a total of 23, and I was freaking out. Back then, anything higher than 7 viewers was just so hyped to me.
Oh yeah, breaking the 1-digit viewer count was a big thing back when you started.
Yeah, that was a huge deal, and I was never the type of person to care about viewers, but it was really cool to see that I actually got quite a bit of viewers.
Right.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So tell us about the games you speedrun. Besides, we know you speedrun Final Fantasy VIII, but what else did you get into?
Well, I dabbled into other Final Fantasy games, of course. I did Final Fantasy IV for quite a while. I went pretty hard on it in late 2014, early 2015, and got a decent time in any percent back when it was less broken than it is now. It's actually way more broken. Shoutouts to FF4 community. I got into Project Base. I'm sure you know that game, and all because of you. Me, you, and Linka, when it was just us three, and we were just routing that game. that's another game I speedrun, and currently I hold third place for 104%, and I really want to go for world record in that.
Right.
And even before Project Base, like, Super Metroid was like my first, I guess, fast speed game that wasn't an RPG. And it was a pretty good one to start out with, too.
Right, movement. Yeah, like, first game that was, like, movement-based.
Yeah, and running that game has taught me a lot about movement tech, and it's actually improved my hand-eye coordination quite a bit.
Yeah,
like, I didn't know that so much APM could be applied to a Super Nintendo controller. It's so cool.
I have third, but I'm coming for your punk-ass stunt. Pretty much. Yeah, dude.
Hey, I'm about to bop Elminster. I just gotta cut a minute, and
Yeah.
then I'll have second.
And in that category, a minute is not really much. It's easy to cut a minute. Once you get to around like 51, that's when it starts getting harder and harder.
That's when the grind is real.
Yep, 51, 50, and then sub 50s were...
Because I went from 56 to 53 like that.
Right.
It was free, dude.
Mhm.
It was so free. I just had to do more runs.
Right. Definitely. So, okay. Like I said, this is Stealinbread. Be sure to go follow him at twitch.tv/Stealinbread. And, okay, you asked me, or you requested the interview because you want to get some things off your chest. And as this show is kind of handled, this is all real talk. And I just want to get everything out in the open. So... You have some things that you wanted to say, and this is kind of the safe space. So go for it.
Okay, so, like, especially just, like, at the start of this year, and a little bit at the end of last year, too, there's just been, like, a lot of animosity towards me. And, okay, let me clarify some things. I have done some really shitty stuff. Like, no doubt, I have really done some shitty stuff, and I've acknowledged my wrongs. But you know what I've also done? I've also said I'm sorry. I've also atoned for it. I think I've more than atoned for it at this point, because I put up with a lot of bullshit along the way, too. And the thing about it is, like, because I've atoned for it, I've apologized, and I have been very sincere about it. Very sincere, very forthcoming, and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of the animosity right now is kind of undeserved. And it just gets a little ridiculous.
Right.
One thing I want to, like, one point I want to make is that when people meet me, like, when they first meet me, right, some people, not all people, but some people look at me and they say, wow, that bread guy is such a cool guy, and then they put me up on a pedestal and they almost idolize me, and it's really, like, I find that really creepy. Like, I don't want anyone to idolize me. That's not cool. I'm just a human being. Like, don't objectify my existence. And then, like, the same people that idolize me are the type of people that when I make one mistake or two, like, one or two mistakes, like, even if they're just little mistakes, like, some of them might have been big mistakes, but even if it's just a little mistake, they suddenly, like, do the opposite. They do a complete 180, and they decide, Brad's the worst guy ever. I fucking hate this guy. Like, he's awful. And, like, no name drops, no call-outs or anything. That's just generally what happens. Now, this doesn't happen with everybody. This happens with a small vocal minority of people. The vast majority of people I know, like, I've been friends with for years, or people I've recently met, they are just really cool and they see me as a human. But the few people that, like, they do the thing where they idolize and then they 180 and then they suddenly just, oh, I hate you, you're the worst person ever. That's awful. I really hate it when people do that. Don't objectify my existence. I am a human being just like you, and I feel like you should treat me as such.
Right.
There we go.
What's up, Garl? I think I should
I'll make my
his
bed if you donate, Detail Devil. That's the deal.
Well, no, I know how that is, especially, like, say you're like a bigger streamer like Caleb Hart, and like I said, it wasn't gonna drop any names, but let's just say you're a bigger streamer like Caleb Hart. You got 70,000 followers, and, like, I don't know, say some random thing like, I like ice cream, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Caleb likes ice cream. He's like, oh, I like ice cream. And then, like, I'm like, oh my god, he likes ice cream too. And then the next day, He's like, nah, you know what? Actually, I really don't like ice cream that much. And then all of a sudden, you're just like, fuck you, like freak. That's just like a whole different way, a whole different spin on it. But it's kind of like that. People see you. They don't know you as a person, but they have these expectations of how you should be in their own head. And when you don't meet that, they freak out. And that's
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like, okay, I get that like there's legitimate reasons to dislike me. Like maybe I just annoy some people. I guess that's okay. Like I've been told my voice is annoying. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit annoying. So if you don't like me for that reason, I guess that's fine. And there are other reasons to dislike me, and that's perfectly valid too. But to dislike me because you once thought I was this great person, and then I made a mistake once or twice, and then all of a sudden that completely just invalidates entirely who I am. Like,
right.
That's stupid and unfair. That's so dumb.
Right.
I hate that. Nothing gets on my nerves more than that.
Especially when, like, that one thing you've said sorry for over and over and over again. And
oh my god, you have no idea.
Yeah.
There are so many things I've apologized for over and over, and there are so many bridges I've tried to build and amend for and atone for, and some people just won't have it. They just continue to hold the grudge. They continue to hold a grudge and let me take negative space up in their minds when like it's entirely unnecessary to do so.
Right.
I don't know, it's just silly in my opinion.
And if it was, you know, if it's not that big of a deal, why is it so hard for people to just drop it? You know, drop it and go about their day.
Because forgiveness is a lost art in this day and age, and some people just have trouble forgiving others.
I feel that.
I think the reason for that like goes deeper than just like me or anything. I'm gonna get like real deep for a minute on just I don't know, just like a little theory I've had for a while.
Okay.
So like back before the year 2000, right? Like the world was a little bit more, I guess, religious than it is now. And growing up in a Christian home, I'm not religious at all, but I grew up in a Christian home and I was taught the values of like forgiveness and second chances and things like that.
Right.
And my dad was a great man. He was very, very religious. He still is to this day, and he always taught me that like, I mean, unless like somebody murders somebody's family or something, like forgiveness isn't generally a good thing. And like nowadays, like a lot of people are not religious, and they think because, well, everybody's not religious, we can just completely disregard the values that a good religious upbringing can bring you. Mm-hmm. And one of those values is forgiveness. They think, well, I don't have to forgive anybody. This person can make one mistake and I can just decide this person sucks. I'm not going to forgive them for anything. Fuck them. Like that's the mentality.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure I've never murdered anybody's family, so I haven't done anything that's completely unforgivable. Just in my humble opinion.
It's true. And like Pino just said in chat, it's not easy to drop everything, and it really isn't. And it's
that's
like,
true.
Yeah,
that's a fair point.
It's not easy to just be like, oh, this person did or said something to me that 100% like completely offends me. It's not easy to be like the bigger person and be like, okay. And sometimes you aren't the bigger, and sometimes like they're not the bigger person. Sometimes they are at fault for what people, you know, what they say. But it takes a lot to forgive, and that's why I feel like a lot of people just don't put in the effort to do it. They'd rather just hate the person and not even bring it up, just completely walk away from it, rather than be like, okay, I'm gonna sit on this idea for a while, I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna try to understand it from their point of view, and then at that point, if you can't see their point of view, then walk away. But at least, like, you know, just at least try, you know?
Well, forgiveness is in the same boat as letting go, because the way I was raised was you forgive and you forget. Forgiving and forgetting go hand in hand. That's just how I was raised, and that's how I think. I understand that not a lot of people think that way, but I don't know, it seems like one implies the other to me. And it's really it's really strange to me that forgiveness and forgetting like don't go hand in hand for some people. I don't know, why would you why would you forgive someone but then like not forget about it also?
It's kind of like it goes hand in hand. It's like if you're gonna forgive somebody but then still hold a grudge against them,
like
are you really
heating
forgiving them?
I don't know. It's like heating up the oven to make dinner, and then you don't put anything in the oven. You just kind of leave the oven on, and then you turn it off later or something. Maybe that's a bad analogy. I don't know.
It made sense to me, but either way, it's hard on both sides, and it's just as hard to forgive someone for something bad that they've done as it is for that person to openly like admit that what they did was bad and put themselves out there and actually try to apologize for their wrongs, you know. So it's hard on both sides. That's incorrect. I forgive you, but can't forget that person would be capable of that.
We're not talking to or about specific people here. This is just like an in general kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't about any one person being out. This is just in general from what we were talking about before. And like this conversation is like completely unrelated to like that other thing. So needs more talk show host.
Conan O'Brien.
Yeah. So but where's the oh my god. I feel like I actually need to be holding a mic. No, I know, P-Note.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. We're just speaking in general, man. Ginger MK, please.
Ginger MK.
But yeah. So, what are the? Let's get back on another track here.
Yeah, go for it.
What are your future plans for streaming? Tell us about Mysidia.
Mysidia Madness. It's just a month of Final Fantasy. I saw Crumps, Seraph, and Seven Sins do Final Fantasy month for a couple of years, and I thought, I'll do it myself too, but I didn't want to do it while they were streaming because I didn't want to seem like I was ripping them off, so I just waited a couple of months and put my own spin on it.
Right.
And it's quite a lot of fun. I'm on Final Fantasy 2, and honestly, I kind of just want to get that game over with. Once I'm past that game, it'll be smooth sailing, because I do not understand that game at all.
Yeah. So, like, which Final Fantasies you're doing? You're not doing the full...
I'm not doing 13, and I'm not doing the MMOs. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Anything else goes. I'm doing, like, 1 through 9, 10 if some incentives get met, and 12, possibly. Maybe Chrono Cross and Trigger as well. Just some other stuff. Mostly Square RPGs in general.
You should do the, one of the rarest RPGs by Square, which is, what is it? What was I thinking? Oh, Saga Frontier.
I've never played Saga Frontier. I really need to.
That game is crazy.
Oh, hi man. I'm doing the GBA versions of Dawn of Souls. There's like a full list I've got somewhere if you want it.
So, any other... Yeah, yeah, hi, man, definitely. Any other future plans for your stream? Like, what do you, besides Mysidia Madness, what do you plan on doing? You said, a post on Facebook and Twitter I saw the other day about people's future plans and speedrun goals and...
I did make a Pastebin Monday about it. Mainly, I want to hold a marathon later this year called just Breadathon, but that name is subject to change. It's not the most creative, but I think it's simple and easy to remember. I just hold it'll be similar to like Beastathon, where it's just like chill marathon where anyone can enter.
Right.
And most runs, as long as you can just do a run, you'll get accepted. And I think I can just do the whole thing myself in like 12-hour spurts. I won't need much help, but I'm thinking like maybe 3 or 4 days at the most.
Oh,
It'll
nice.
just be a chill thing. Yeah, chill get together kind of deal.
So it'll be a pretty decent marathon, like then.
Yeah, it should be fun. Dusler expressed interest in running, and he's pretty prominent in the speedrunning community, as did Seabass and some other notable runners as well. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. So what are you working on right now as far as speedrunning? Besides
Project Base, 104%. I want to
okay.
get world record.
Ooh. Actually, you mentioned that earlier. What's your time right now again, by the way?
My time is a 53:27 or something. It's on the leaderboards.
That's pretty good. By the way, if anyone's interested in Project Base or the leaderboards, We, as of like 3 or 4 months ago, have a leaderboards for Project Base now. And you can find that at speedrun.com. Actually, I'm going to post
Speedrun.com/SMPB. We've got leaderboards, we got guides. I wrote a lot of guides for it if anyone wants to get into the game.
There we go.
It is a growing and thriving community, and we even have like this 3-hour-long podcast we did about the history of project-based speedrunning. It's me, Linka, Hubert, and Stunt here, and it's just it's a grand old time.
It really gives like a good idea of like the background of why it became a pretty awesome speedrun. Wee woo, wee woo.
Wee woo.
This just in. Wee woo, wee woo.
Oh yeah.
Also, that Hyper Metroid life. Brett, any plans on going full Caleb and getting swole? Dude, nice.
Full Caleb and getting swole. Well, we're about to have a viewer question segment after we get to the last talking point. Yeah, I'd definitely be down for some viewer questions. But yeah, dude, the gains. I'm already working on it, dude. You see these guns? Well, they're not that big yet, but I'm getting there.
Getting swole. Yeah, we do have a chat question segment, so if anyone wants to ask anything, feel free to.
Yeah, like we're totally open. Ask any questions,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want.
So what are your thoughts on I guess the communities as a whole? Like what's your standpoint on speedrun? Not just like any one specific one like Super Metroid or Mega Man X or any certain one, but just as a whole, like a mass.
Like the speedrunning community at large.
Yeah.
Probably the best gaming community I've ever been a part of. Like you got to consider the background I came from. I come from Melee, and I come from League of Legends. I still play Melee, but I don't play League of Legends. And Hype Man here in chat can tell you firsthand, League is probably the worst gaming community in existence. Like, so bad. And I was in it for a good 3 or 4 years. I still play it occasionally today, but like not nearly the level I once did. And like when I found the speedrunning community, I didn't expect it to be so amazing. Like I went in with pretty low expectations, but like after watching that Twilight Princess run by MoFat and seeing how amazing the community can be, I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. So, and it has been pretty cool. I mean, it's had its ups and downs. There's, like any community, there's some really, like, there's just some dumb people in it, and that's okay. That's fine. Like, every community has that.
Yeah, I feel like...
But, like, on the whole, it's got amazing people, like... Like, a vast majority of them are just really cool people. I love it.
There was a post that was kind of ridiculous. There was a post of Casey Core streaming Street Fighter V a few weeks back, and she was just hitting down in R2 and winning every time. And she had the cleavage going on, and she was getting tons of donations and stuff. Like, and it was just like a lot of weird, not weird opinions, but a lot of different, like, spins of the same opinion. Where it was just like, there's a lot of like popular. It's like a popularity contest on Twitch, and it's becoming more and more of that as time goes on.
Well,
and
the funny thing about Twitch is like everyone's trying to do it like to get tons of viewers and tons of followers, which is fine, I guess, but like they're trying, like a lot of people are trying so hard to do it, and they're acting like it too, like Casey Core, and I don't know, just like a lot. But the thing about Twitch is it's a cash cow designed right now to keep the big streamers big and the small streamers small. Like, there are people that can grow out of the blue, such as Clint Stevens. Like, he really grew over a year, like, just started a year ago, and now he has, like, 3,000 concurrent viewers daily. But Zelda Ocarina of Time, 100%, it's a popular category and a game, so... He's got the moneymaker game, he's got the moneymaker name. That's just how it rolls. But Twitch is just, it's like a mixed bag. Like, it's got just a lot of a lot of big streamers and a lot of small streamers. And the big streamers, the way, like, I had a talk with Webster141 about this a few months ago, and his like, he's a partnered streamer, but he doesn't make like nearly enough money to make ends meet, and he has to depend on like his family and his community for donations in order to just like pay rent and make ends meet. And it really put things into perspective for me. Like, this guy has 5,000 followers, and he has like on average 50 to 100 viewers. You would think he makes a decent living on Twitch, but he doesn't. He kind of struggles to get by, and it really shone some light on like the way Twitch works. But like the big Twitch streamers, like an example, like C9 Medios, a professional League of Legends player, he gets like 30 to 40,000 viewers every single day. He makes like more salary than your average person with a college degree on his Twitch money alone.
Right.
Ad revenue and subs combined. But he also has sponsorships from tournaments. He has sponsorships from like all these different gaming things. So he makes like a 6-figure salary just streaming and winning tournaments and stuff.
That's pretty ridiculous.
But then you've got people that are like almost at the top, but they're struggling to get to the top. And the difference between that and the top is like so insurmountable. It's crazy. And it's almost kind of like you can draw parallels between that and like the class differences between like the poor and the rich in everyday society. It's the same thing with Twitch. Like, the top 1% of streamers have like like the 90% of the viewers. If you look at like the analytics and the growth statistics of just the way it all works. What's up, Pan Dude? But yeah, that's my thoughts on like the Twitch thing there. And like, if your channel is growing and you're just being you and you're doing you, congrats to you. Congrats to you. And you know, if to those who I guess are trying to grow their channel but their channel isn't growing, like, step out of your boundaries and try something different.
Right. I mean,
if one thing isn't working, another will. I do think it is. I don't know, like I did Final Fantasy VIII speedruns for a while, but what really got me off the ground was like branching out into other speed games. Like Final Fantasy IV certainly got me a following. Holding some marathons got me some followings too.
Naked Tuesdays.
Yeah, and just like putting myself out there and getting involved in other communities too, because connections and networking yourself will go further than anything else can do. And yeah, like Little Dingus makes up a good point. Like, speedrunning is a very niche thing, and Webster141 said it best, that speedrunning is kind of shit, and it's always gonna be shit when it comes to like getting tons of viewers and possibly doing it for a living. But the thing about doing Twitch for a living is, if you want to do that, like, speedrunning is just not the way to go. You might as well start streaming an esports game. You might as well start streaming Counter-Strike or League of Legends or Dota or Hearthstone and stream only that for like a year straight every single day.
Yep.
And you'll get way more followers and views. But see, the reason we speedrun and the reason we have a community is because, well, we're not about the follows and the views. We get them, and we have a niche group that follows us, but we care more about the community around our speed games, and we care about like optimizing our times and just having a good time with our buddies and holding marathons and sometimes even doing them for charity.
Right.
To me, that's what speedrunning is all about.
And Drez did make a good point too. Being a casual streamer who does a variety of polls, you have to have a personality for it. Speedrunning is totally niche, but pretty supportive overall. So like, if you're taking, like I said, I used Caleb Hart as an example earlier. As soon as he realized, I can't just keep playing Mega Man X over and over again, he branched off and learned X2, and then he got world record, and then he branched off and learned X3.
And then he started doing RPGs. He started doing Earthbound. He started doing Final Fantasy VII.
Yep. And then just eventually did like a bunch of other casual games on top of his speedruns, which will bring more people.
Little Dingus brings up a good point too. Chronic was a huge Super Metroid player. But like, I've seen some speedrunners, like, they kind of like ride the coattails of the niche popularity in speedrunning. I Ate Your Pie, Chronic Sauce come to mind.
Right.
and they rise from the niche popularity, and they slowly become variety streamers, which I want to say there's nothing wrong with variety streamers.
Right.
But we got to that point where they could be variety streamers to be able to stream a variety of different games, only because like the first, I guess, bit of their content was like super consistent, and then when they branched out, they slowly introduced stuff. They slowly introduced like one game at a time, and they like I Ate Your Pie did nothing but like Super Mario RPG, and then he did a bunch of X2. Like he got a 34, which is no small feat.
Yeah,
and then like
pretty tough.
and then Mario Maker comes out, and a lot of speedrunners jump on the Mario Maker train, and now Trihex doubled his followers. Like he used to get maybe 500 or 700 viewers, which is still quite a lot, but now he pulls a regular of like 5,000 to 8,000 just because of Super Mario Maker. That's another thing too. A lot of it is like it's luck too. It's a combination of luck, finding the right game, the right time. Having, I guess, the right attitude about it. There's a lot that goes into it. And not all of us are going to be able to stream so big that like we make all this money and all these donations, but what we can do is stream because we enjoy it.
Right.
And because we love our community.
It's a really fun hobby, and it's really good to get your mind off things as well as meet other people, because like when I first started, and I'll tell you how I first started, because like I had nobody. I was Super Metroid ROM hacking, and I joined the Super Metroid speedrunning community group on Facebook. Then I met you through it because you were learning to speedrun it, and then oh, I'm Red Shirt Guy. Nice. I met you through that, and I was passing one of my hacks around, which I'm going to actually revamp and send out. We can all speedrun it. It's pretty sweet. So I started like that, and it always starts out like when you start streaming, you have just your little group of friends that's going to show up because everyone else is off watching Trihex, Caleb, whoever the fuck else, and you're not really going to have many people to support you. And so like it always starts off one viewer, then your next stream is like maybe 2, then maybe 3, and if you're lucky maybe 5 or 7 as you keep going.
And that 5 or 7, they're going to stay there for a long time.
Right.
And for the longest time, your stream is going to be those 5 to 7 core viewers.
Yep. But
then you start to accrue more core viewers. Me and Stunt, we pull like between an average of 15 to 30. Well, I guess at least when we're streaming our main games, like when you're doing Project Base, and lately when I'm doing Undertale speedruns, like we pull an average of 15 to 30, which is quite good. Like those were numbers that we were super excited about.
Right.
Like, way back in our early streaming days. Oh yeah.
And it seems like Undertale is another game that's helping runners.
Yeah, it's new and popular. I had to jump on the train for it.
Good.
Like, and I just really like the game, and running the pacifist route is really fun too. So. And
I noticed I got like 9 or 10 followers from just casually playing it. And that's a really good game. I like it.
Yeah, the Undertale community is fantastic. And might I say, if you haven't seen Stunt's reaction to Undertale, you need to go watch it because it's really funny. I was watching it before this interview.
I read everything. Everything.
God, just your reaction to all the dialogue is so funny. I look forward to more casual Undertale.
Yeah, that's a fun game. Hold on.
Yeah, Little Dingus, I used to do Let's Plays as well. Like, I totally get where you're coming from. That's just the nature of speedrunning and Let's Plays, it's just how it works. Wow, my camera's like really foggy. Let me reset it. Okay. Camera, please. Thank you. There we go. Not in 240p, we're in 720 now, boys. Let's go.
Okay, I just banned someone out because they were being weird, so...
The dream of the 90s. It's alive in Portland. The 1890s, you know, when people would churn butter. And I love Portlandia. That's such a good show.
Oh, dude, I've been watching that recently.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
It's a great show. But yeah, like. By the way, Chad, if anyone saw that Strawberry Shortcake just get banned, they were being really weird, and it wasn't even anything like bad. They were just being kind of creepy, and I didn't like it. So let's just ignore that happened. Let's just
Let's get some more viewer questions.
Yeah,
Feel free to ask.
You mean
I'm an open book. I'll spill.
Is the yeast on the rise, Brad?
The yeast on the rise. Well, let's see. I was gonna make like a really dumb Steven Universe reference, but like nobody here watches that show. Oh well.
Can we check the pantry? I was thinking more of a cornbread.
The pantry. The pantry is empty right now. Not due to my doing or anything.
Yeah, Chad, if you have any questions for Brad here, feel free to ask.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah.
Questions. Since Final Fantasy IX is one of your favorite, are you still working on that speedrun? Alright, so here's the deal with Final Fantasy IX, Nitspo. That game I ran back in April, and my first run was a 10:31:05. Webster, who is also a Final Fantasy IX runner, told me that was a really decent time for a first run. I did practice my booty off for a Christian stream, so I really want to run it again. It's just right now I'm focused on FF month, so when I get around to playing 9, I'll like casually play it and do all like the 100% stuff, do all the Chocobo side quests. But maybe later in the year I'll do some Final Fantasy IX speed gaming. I definitely want to get back to my roots with some FF8 and some FF9 because those were the real hype streams back in the day.
Dude, FF8's awesome.
Who here remembers the Casey and JoJo memes? That, you know, back when Squall and Renoa and the Ragnarok and Disc 3, and instead of letting Eyes on Me play, I mute the game, and I'm just like, let's play Casey and JoJo. Tell me it's real. And we did that at ECSM, the very first marathon I ever held, and it was so good. Alright, next questions.
Dude, booked flights with Behemoth. That's
Would
awesome.
you say that getting Swole was a goal? Oh, absolutely. What's your least favorite game to speedrun out of all the ones I played? You're gonna laugh because this was a game that got me a lot of followers and viewers, right? But like Final Fantasy IV, that game I have a love-hate relationship with. It's such a fun game to play. It's got great music, fantastic tech. Like there's a lot of tech for just it being an RPG. But the thing that kills it for me is both of the categories just suck. like okay, any percent is you get halfway into the game, into the Dwarven Castle, you go up and down a bunch of stairs, which you have to, every time that like someone doesn't know what's going on, you have to explain them, look, I'm just manipulating the floor values. And then like when you finally get to the glitchy area and you're warping through the game, you know, like that's fun and all, but like you have such a small chance for that to actually be successful and get a good time that it's just an RNG fest, and like otherwise you've just thrown 2 hours away of your life. And then the other category that plays the full game through, called No 64, which does not allow the 64 door glitch. You have to like grind 15 dragons in one fight and get Edge to level 50, and then you have to fight Zeromus with Edge and Kane only at level 50, and you make one mistake in that fight and you're dead. And both of those categories just suck because of that reason. Like it's just really tedious and obnoxious to run.
I remember you getting pretty pissed at it.
Although I will say, it does have one of the best communities I have ever had the pleasure of being around. Names that come to mind are Catastrophic 4, The Roth, Nerm, Big Fong Balls. Yes, that's actually his name. And it's just got a fantastic little community, and I'm glad that I had fun with it, but I definitely like FF8 and FF9 a lot more because the runs are generally safer, but still challenging in all the right ways.
Yeah, FF8 especially, like most of the game, and this is a thing that Hype Man's saying, FF8's sweet, but I wish the draw system was different. In the speedrun, there's zero drawing. Like, besides GFs, there's like zero drawing. You do not need to draw anything, and that's really nice, but the thing is most of the game is text mash, kill a boss, text mash, kill a boss, Renzo Kukin, Irvin's shot, and then the end. Disc 4 is debatably the hardest part of the run, and that's the shortest part.
Yeah, and you can take safety strats in Disc 4 too. You can go for like the world record route where you only kill 2 bosses and just go straight to Ultimecia, and then you lose all your progress. Or you can kill Bahamut on the way to Ultimecia and have the ability to save before her.
Right.
And like you won't lose as much time if she fucks you over with RNG at one point.
Yep.
So if you're going for world record, you kind of have to be risky, but luckily I'm not anywhere close. And like I said, I'll be running Final Fantasy VIII on Thursday, so stay tuned for that.
That'll be cool.
Okay, so next question. Little Dingus asks, do you find that running a game that you just played casually makes you hate it? Actually, no, it does the opposite. When I run a game, it's because I enjoy it so much casually that I can't help but want to play it over and over. I have to find an excuse to play it over and over, but I'll get bored just playing it casually, so I want to challenge myself, so I'll create a challenge run. I'll be like, okay, I want to beat this Zelda game with like 3 hearts, or I want to do this. And one type of challenge run is a speed run. And speedruns are unique in that they offer replayability and endless depth into a game that otherwise doesn't have any depth, and it's really cool. So speedrunning, if anything, just gives me a deeper appreciation for games and game design as a whole.
That's a good point.
What time's the FF8 on Thursday? That's like Thursday morning. I'm just gonna start it in the morning and just go like all day. Hype Man asks, I'm gonna need a true answer here. Who's your waifu? Oh my god, my waifu is I'm gonna be real here. It's Agrius Oaks from Final Fantasy Tactics. Good game. Good shit. I have a thing for paladins.
Actually, it's Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock. Oh my god.
Do you remember that one? There was like a month or two where we had waifu streams at Emma Stone. You had Sandra Bullock.
Yes, those were the best.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, we were the waifu team back then. Dude.
Oh, dude, I know.
Real waifus.
I need to make up a layout of that again and just occasionally stream on that layout. That'd be great. Yeah.
Good stuff.
The FF8 runs are usually... You're doing console. Are you in PC?
PC.
It's gonna be like...
I got an actual controller too, so...
Oh, perfect.
It's not I'm not running it with SNES anymore. I actually have buttons to do stuff now. Because I had to bind Squall's Renzokuken thing on the G key on my keyboard. Because the SNES controller doesn't have that many buttons.
Mm-hmm.
You need 2 shoulder buttons, like 2 sets of shoulder buttons, to do everything in FF8. Like optimally, because you have to be constantly running away from battles to save frames and things like that. And when you're saving frames over the course of an 8 or 9 hour run, you're saving minutes and minutes. So
right,
that in itself is really cool.
And just the contrast. You said you're going to be running the PC version on your console splits.
Yes.
So you're going to be saving minutes here everywhere.
I'm basically going to get a free PP.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, the PS1 console version versus PC is like an hour and 10 minutes faster on PC. So, it's a good time. But okay, that's everything that I've got, but do you have any shout outs or anything you want to say before we end this here?
I do want to give one big shout out to Speedrunning Expo. Can we get a round of applause? Woo!
Yeah, they did.
Speedrunning Expo
they did really
this
good.
past weekend, they raised over $1,500 for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and I really enjoyed watching the marathon. It was really good.
Yeah, they kept it pretty. Like, the fluidity of the marathon was really nice. Everything sounded good. Audio was tight. They did a great job.
It seemed like they didn't have a lot of tech issues this time around. Like, the stream went down once, maybe, and I don't know, it was just really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really comfy, too. I especially enjoyed... Okay, we dubbed this guy Hype Boy. His name was Phoenix, and he did Skyward Sword, and oh my god, this kid is just a legend. He did really good on his Skyward Sword run, and I think he deserves more follows and views and stuff. Somebody post his URL in the chat. I don't remember what it is. It's like XPhoenixX or something.
Yeah, I think it's like... Hold on, let me see. Let's see. I gotta get out of this shit. Hold on. Alright, let's see. X Phoenix. Or no, it's not a capital. Hold on.
Something like that.
Yeah. There we go. That should be it.
Actually, I don't think that one's correct either, but
Shit.
oh well.
Something like that. Look that up, you'll find it.
I follow him on Twitter. I know he's there, but he's a really good runner. Definitely check him out.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot. They had a pretty big variety of runners this time. Like, it was cool seeing the Indiana Joe run Donkey Kong Country 2. Mm-hmm. She clutched out the ending. She looked like she was going on tilt, but she like brought it back, and it was epic.
It really was.
It was a good marathon, and it's funny to think that like you and I used to run that back when it was ECSM. God.
Man, good little. Oh man, history lesson, guys. So like way back in 2014, when I started watching those AGDQ videos and got into speedrunning, holding a marathon for me was just a pipe dream, and I was like, wow, there's a cat in my room. Hello, cat. What's up? Okay, anyways. I didn't know there was a cat in here. That's kind of weird. I'm sorry if it's... Okay. So, like, we like... It was just me, Pixie, and this girl named Sybil, and we just wanted to hold, like, a really small marathon. Like, it was just going to be, like, 3 games. I was going to run Final Fantasy VIII, Sybil was going to do Link to the Past, Pixie was going to do Turtles in Time. And then, like, more people expressed interest and showed up, and it turned into 2 days. And then we decided we wanted to do something for charity, and very quickly it like became this really big popular thing, ECSM. And then like the following year, we changed the name to Speedrunning Expo, and that just exploded in popularity when we did the marathon up in Harbor Springs, Michigan. And we held it in like your dad's garage.
It's like our band.
Not garage, like your band room. And
yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. That was a
like,
cool marathon.
And then like staff got changed around, and a lot of things got changed, and people came and people went, and I eventually left too, because I felt that the group would be left in better hands, and it is definitely left in better hands now, because I just don't feel like I was doing a good job with it, and I'm very glad that it is in good hands. That's all I gotta say about that.
I'm really glad that it's still a thing too. Like... Yeah,
it's still a thing. Like it's pretty crazy that it's been alive for 2 years now, almost. I mean, if coming up on this fall, it'll be like the 2-year anniversary of, I guess, what they refer to as Team ECS.
Right. I don't know. Do they still do Team ECS, or is it just Speedrunning Expo now?
I have no idea.
Neither do I.
I really don't know.
Remember that old logo we had with like the C and the D looking, E and C. It was kind of like had the controller in the middle for ECS. It was pretty neat. But
oh yeah, that was pretty good stuff.
Yeah, good times. Next Beastathon? Oh, that's a good question. I actually
I've been wondering that too.
I've been thinking about it, and I think that the end of April is when I plan to have the next Beastathon, and it will be run by me alone. Mako won't be able to really be a part of it this time around because he's so busy. He's got a job and a girlfriend and trying to get his own apartment right now. So it's completely understandable. Life is really tough, and so he won't be as big of a part of it this time around as he was last time. But it's going to be good still. I hope to get at least 2 days again of maybe like 8 hours instead of 12 hours. But Nits, yeah, if you would like to be in it, Dingus, if you want to be in it, anybody is welcome. I'll post a trailer and an application page. And Garl Vinland, if he's still here, he does all the scheduling and such. Just get a hold of either one of us. So end of April. We're going to pick a weekend. I'm not sure when, but that's when it's going to be.
Yeah, that's near my birthday. I'll be 25. Heck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. 25. I'll be 25 in November. Damn.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm definitely gonna submit something for Beastathon, perhaps Undertale.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
You and Hubert should have a true pacifist race.
True pacifist race. That'd be so meme. I can get down with it.
Number 22. Oh, we're also gonna have at the end of every Beastathon night, we're gonna have casual deal or no deal, because my bot will be up, so everyone involved can get in on that. I'm an April baby too, son.
Yo, that's some good stuff right there.
Oh yeah, today is actually, I want to point this out, today is Stuntet's birthday. She's 22. So happy birthday, baby. She's the 22 years old.
Happy birthday.
Happy Pi Day. 314.
Pi Day. Oh yeah.
Yep.
It is Pi Day.
Everybody go measure the circumference of some circles.
Good stuff.
Yeah, any last second shout outs you got there, Brad, before we head out here?
Shout outs. My boy Pin Games in chat. He's supported me since like we met in 2010. We've been friends for a very long time. And the fact that like I have a lot of friends like him that I've just been friends with for a long time, that we can like not talk for months and months, and then we can just meet in real life sometime, and we're just back to where we were. We could just pick up where we left off. I love friends like that, where you can just like, for the longest time, you can just be like, do your own thing, and then like you meet up with them again, and you're just like, hey, I like those kind of friends.
Yeah.
The kind that treat me like human beings. It's good stuff.
Or you can casually just like disappear for a while and come back and things are still cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
I agree.
Less drama that way, for sure.
So we got Pen Games. Anyone else?
Pin Games, NZT, Steven, Drispy, of course. Just all my IRL friends. Shoutouts to the project-based community. Stunt, like the Monopoly world record holder right now. Anorcus, Flipside, Linkameister, Hubert0987, 6543221. I also want to give shoutouts to a few new friends I made on Twitter that are really cool, and they've been really supportive of my stream. Like they're like stream followers and like good friends that I just talk into Discord every night. There's Cyander264, there's Shadatil, Flare, and let's see, and then Blue Fox Icy. Like they're all just really cool.
Blue.
And I'm really Jay. Like those people are just really awesome, and I'm very glad to meet them.
Blue is fucking funny. That guy is fucking funny.
Oh yeah, one more shout out, WS Sage. He is like one of my most recent like regulars, I guess, of the stream, and he's like, I met him on Facebook, and he lives in the same town as me too. So we actually hung out in real life the other day and got lunch, and it was really cool.
Nice. Also, Brett, I want to get you up here at some point during the summer to hang out for like a few days.
Yo, that'd be sick. That would be so sick. I would definitely take you up on that.
That'd be cool, dude. That'd be awesome. But so yeah, this has been Stealinbread. You can find him at the link below, twitch.tv/Stealinbread. If you don't already know him, be sure to go follow him. He's a great streamer. He's a really good friend of mine, and I have been your host, Stunt Coyote on the Stunt Room. If you want to give me a follow, feel free to. If not, that's cool too. But there will be more of these interviews. I think I have one possibly set up. I don't want to say any names yet, but it's a little bit bigger streamer. We'll see.
Ooh.
I want to get Oats and Goats, the banana.
Oats and Goats.
That would be really cool. I want to get Sweet Num on here. That would be really cool. Yeah, it's a good time. It's always a good time. Just sitting around and talking about games and speedrunning. It's Stuntet. Yep.
It's Stuntet.
You got it.
The biggest streamer.
It's Stuntet, definitely.
She's actually Casey Tron in disguise.
Just down R2. Down R2, that's all you need.
Oh my god.
Make Oats and
Sweet together. Oh jeez.
Probably could. I mean, they live together now, it's true.
OTP, the one true Fantoon. Oh
shit. Casey Tron.
Dance game. That's the best Twitch emote. But yeah, I'm Stealinbread. I'll catch you guys later.
See you guys.